welcome back to Who Agrees with me, Paul Black.
Me, Kendra McPherson.
Before we kick off, I want to say a big thank you to Iola, our new sponsor for this season of Who Agrees.
Yes, we are very much fully converted Iola people, if you can't tell by our lovely surroundings. We are now classified as both specky and stylish.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And firstly, before we kick off, I want to debunk any rumours that there's been laziness around here while we've been off air, because that is simply not true.
Well, sort of, kind of.
Speak for yourself. I've been busy as hell.
No, so have
we
I.
all
But
have been.
No, we've been busy. But in my head, I think originally we thought this brief hiatus,
would be
our
briefer.
conscious uncoupling, was going to be 2 weeks.
No, that wasn't
3
realistic.
months later, we're back. But we were sorting a lot of things.
Exactly. I think, though, because we've been off air, it obviously feels like maybe we've not been up to much, but we've been very much putting the wheels in motion for our lovely new space.
Which we're in. Who Agrees Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Do we like Who Agrees Heights?
I like Who Agrees Heights.
Who Agrees HQ?
Either or, actually.
Well, we've got an office, we've got a studio, we've made something. There's a lot of changes around here.
We've got the whole kit and caboodle, I would say.
And I'm happy.
We're
and
quite
if she's
comfortable.
happy, I'm happy.
So we've been very, very busy. We've been out and about working a lot with Iola, which has been dead nice.
Yeah.
However, there was some unexpected trauma looming large when we were out and about. When was that last? A couple of weekends ago?
Yeah.
So basically, we were off to an early start with Iola, which was nice on a Saturday. In Glasgow City Centre, and I won't disclose the name of the establishment. However, we were taken to film outside of an establishment that the previous night had traumatised me quite thoroughly, I would say. So I went out for dinner the night before, and obviously everybody knows that's a avid listener that I have a rampant peanut allergy.
Boring.
And yeah, well, that's clearly what happened when I went to this restaurant. So I sat down at the restaurant and was basically told that it wasn't good for me to be there by the server.
No, tell the story properly. They said something better, much worse than that.
Oh yeah, no, I was getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
When I sat down, I just obviously let the person know that I had a peanut allergy, and I thought he was doing a bit. He was like, "You've came to the wrong place, love." And I was like, "Ha!" And then he was just like, "No, seriously, there's peanuts everywhere in there. Like, you've really came to the wrong place." And I was like, "Right, okay." I was like, "Well, I've had a little look at the menu, and I feel like there is a few things on there that I could have, so like we can work around it. Like, why am I facilitating this vibe anyway?" He then proceeded to say that it would be a massive inconvenience to the kitchen for me to order anything from the menu. And at one point, he actually said, "Sucks to be you," which I just don't think is what you say to the customer.
Say, I kind of admire people who, like, obviously that person sounds like a wank, but I think that I admire people who don't follow the customer's always right.
Yeah, fair.
And they come out and they think, fuck the customer.
In this instance, though, the customer could
The
always
customer
be
should
dead.
die.
Yeah, I agree on the whole, like, I hate that whole vibe. If someone's been difficult or whatever, you shouldn't just cowtail
No, but you weren't
them.
being difficult, you're
But
just trying to be alive.
The customer's in a body bag is not really the rule of thumb in this situation, I don't think. And then so he said, "Sucks to be you." And I was like, right, well, how can we actually work around this situation? Because I am here now, dead or alive. So let's work through it.
Pete Burns be like, when
literally.
he gets in the studio.
So anyway, to cut the long story short, when we went to do the filming, I was shocked to see that I was back at the scene of the crime.
Just a mere 12 hours later.
Yeah, re-traumatised. And you said it looked like I was going to maybe potentially do a Dispatches documentary on the place, because I was back with a full crew and a camera.
That'd be quite a quick turnaround. I hope they're scared. But you're a shit. I would never complain anywhere ever because I hate conflict. But in that instance, you should have got a free meal.
Well, we were kind of in between leaving and like, because the vibe, but then he did, the guy did kind of turn it around. But I don't know what it was in that instance. I'm not a big complainer in restaurants either, but that would have been a fully justified one. But
but you even going like, "Oh, is it all right if you don't kill me when I have my dinner?" Like, that's fair enough.
Is it all right if you don't make me feel this small for having a life-threatening allergy?
You made me feel the size of a peanut.
I've never felt more like a KP in my life.
A kitchen porter as a KP nut.
A Nobby's nut. You made me feel as small as Nobby's singular nut.
Do you know what? We've been all over the place. We've been doing lots of things.
Yeah, sorry to immediately launch into
No, it's
my
fine. I think you have
allergy.
to. We had to kick off for your recent death, near death. But so much been happening. And Zozo, you haven't said anything yet. Do you want to address the Zozo pies?
Yeah, of
How have you
course.
been?
I've been good. I've got no camera as yet.
Zozo Pie has been working like a dog,
Yeah,
day and night. But it's setting up this studio while me and Kendra have been living our lives.
Yeah.
That's my role in your
Yeah, it's
relationship.
fair. I know,
our
fair
lives.
enough. But we have been. Oh no, we'll talk about our holidays in depth later on. Because we've been on holiday. We've been to Transmat and performed to Agrees. We've been. What else have we done? Everything.
It's been 3 months, hasn't it? There's been quite a
So
few
much
things
has
have happened in
happened in
3
3
months, I would say.
Because how mental is it that literally Labubus only existed after we went off air? That's crazy.
That is such a good
And we
way
never
to
even
mark
got to
time pre-Labubu, post-Labubu.
think how much.
BC Labubu.
Labubu. Do you know Labubu?
So wait, we didn't know Labubu
No,
when
we'd
we
never
last
even heard of
recorded.
him.
Life is
Can I
insane.
ask what the difference is between a Labubu and a Lafufu?
Lafufu is your fanny, no?
No, I feel like
Yeah,
I see people
it is.
posting about Lafufu.
No, people say Lafufu like it's talk about the fanny.
Wait,
no?
hang on. I don't even know what a Lafufu is.
Lafufu. I think people just call it
A
that.
Lafufu knockoff version.
Maybe.
Oh.
It's my best guess. I was
Well,
wondering if I
I
was missing
seen
something.
a picture of someone the other day driving a quad bike with a Labubu attached to it.
Do you know
And that's
what?
the modern man.
Do you know what is? Yeah, that's our equivalent of a metrosexual.
But we've not been able to say Dubai chocolate, Labubu.
Dubai chocolate definitely existed before, but I
we
just
have.
don't think we cared.
We have, but we've not been able to speak specifically about Dubai chocolate Labubus, or as you said the other day, Dubai chocolate Lola Young Labubu.
Dubai chocolate, break your bed and then the sofa.
I love that
I
song.
want it. Is it Get Up Closer?
I want to pull you closer.
Closer, yeah, that-
Everybody wants to know you, but me. I only
I,
want one thing. Thank you.
See, because you know about, remember when I
Yeah.
had that little, you don't even know what I'm going to say.
But I will know about it.
You know when I had that little keyring, it wasn't little,
Yeah,
it was
you-
massive.
You were a Labubu owner before Labubus were real.
I mine's was like a wee, it was gifted to me, fluffy doll thing that just had a little plastic baby's face in the
That
middle
was
of it.
cute, actually.
It was lovely, right? So you would think that I would be prime time for a Labubu. I
It's
don't like them. I
redonkulous.
really
It's
don't.
redonkulous.
No shame to people that have them.
No big
because
shame.
like I think each to their own, but visually I'm not obsessed. See if they had cuter wee faces or something, but there's something about the face makeup that I don't buy into.
I don't get it. Bit
No.
confusing.
But I mean, I'm neither here nor there about adults that want to have cuddly toys.
Can I be here or there? No,
You
what
can be
the-
both
I'm
here
gonna
and
be here and
there.
there about it. I hate it. I hate when someone's like, "Oh, these are my teddies I've had since I was a child." Sorry if any of you have them, but like, grow.
See if you were really, 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 really in love with someone.
No
right?
way. And I went home to the house and they had fucking teddies in their bed. I
One
would shoot
teddy. They
myself.
had one teddy.
Too many. One too many.
I'm playing Teddy's advocate here because I don't
and
have
I don't want
one.
to seem, because I know it's more of a common thing for a woman to have and love women,
Love them.
love them, surround myself with them. So I don't want to say like I'm slack, because I don't like when guys slag things that are predominantly women's interests. You know, I don't do
Yeah,
that. Love
yeah.
my horoscopes and all that. But what I will say is get those two, get them off your bed, get them out your house. And that's that.
Did you ever have though? I was having this conversation with someone the other day. When you were younger, because you know how I love to get insight into my friends when they were children because it helps me feel closer to them.
Yeah, and you sent me a post the other day on Instagram that said if I had a time machine, I would go and hold my friends as babies.
And I genuinely would, and go to tea in the park shortly after. But
When your friends as babies.
and a papoose. When you were younger,
And I could finally go.
yeah, because you'd be strapped to me and a papoose. To tea in the park. No, when you were younger, like a child, did you have a specific cuddly toy or something that you carried around with you?
I was going to work when I was a child. I was out there. I was being.
You don't go to work as an adult.
Whoa!
I'm joking. But
I've been to work recently,
Yeah, you
actually.
have.
Thanks.
You know I'm all about debunking this episode. You know I do debunk that thing about people saying you don't work.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I always
Yeah.
I'm in your corner on that one.
Thank you. But no, as a child, I didn't. You know me. I didn't have time for cuddly toys. I was stealing me a lot. My Ken Loach childhood. I didn't have time, you know.
Fair.
It was kind of like, will there be food on the table today?
Yeah, of course. Poverty. What a side splitter.
It was like, oh, what? No, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to make it too dark. But I didn't have time for cuddly
So
toys.
you didn't have anything that you had a particular affinity with?
I
You
used
like
to-
the dance mat.
So when I love the dance mat,
That's
but
what I
that
mean,
was
it's-
not in the house.
No, but something like, you know, that you had a connection with that way.
Well, I'll tell you, my downstore neighbour, downstore? What do you call it? Downstairs
Downstairs.
neighbour in the flat below us was this girl called Laura. Shout out Laura if you're out there. And she had Barbies, so I would go downstairs and my brother would play her PlayStation and I would just play with her Barbies and brush their hair.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's what I remember.
See, so something like that, right? You had an affinity with that.
I
love
do, I
rats and
wanted
stuff,
them.
But I had my number one cuddly toy, which was called Cute. That was his name.
Oh, that's cute.
And he
Right.
was an old bear that I found at my nana's house. And he had a kind of a gentle hunchback. He'd definitely been pre-loved. And he had no eyes and no nose and only a bit of thread to simulate a smile almost.
Yeah.
And a little tail hanging off. And I had him, he was called
Was
Cute.
he raggedy?
He was very raggedy and he smelled a little bit like what Dorinda smelled like.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that was the affinity I had. And I don't have him on my bed or anything now, but I like to know he's at my family home.
Well, I had, wait, it's still there?
Yeah, it's still in the house. I wouldn't chuck it out. Well, I hope my family haven't chucked it out, but I haven't chucked it
But
out.
I was slagging my wee cousin over because she had a teddy on her bed and I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, what the fuck? That's Sybil. And I was like, oh, I forgot because it's like her dead gran and a teddy. Is her voice in? Carlin, if you're listening, tell me, is our voice in it? I can't remember. I think it just goes, I love you. I love
How's
you.
funny? He's just saying, what the fuck? That's Sybil.
Because my gran was called Sybil.
What the fuck? That's Sybil.
She did say it like that. But I think but now when it's like from the Bear Factory, was that what it's called?
Yes, Build a
For
Bear.
like Build a Bear for like
yeah.
25 years ago and it's going, I love you.
Yeah, oh,
and then it's about to burst into
But
flames
that
and kill you.
what I mean about like drawing comparisons with the Labubu is I don't know if for a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people, for adults that are collecting Labubus and stuff, I feel like they are not necessarily attaching sentimental value to that. It feels a little bit more capitalist. Maybe children that are
they roll
collecting
at
them.
£100?
They're
I mean,
expensive. Yeah, they're
did I just make that
expensive.
up?
Lorenzo, did you have a cuddly toy?
I think I had lots of little like Disney
Yay.
type things when I was like a young boy.
A what, sorry?
I like Disney type ones like Pluto and Goofy. And
Oh, aye.
the boy ones, the
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, the bloke ones.
That's nice.
But do you know what I
actually.
want? And it was after my time. When did Toy Story 3 come out? Like, we were adults, weren't we? Or maybe late
Is that the
teens.
one where they all hurtle towards fire? At the
Yeah,
end?
yeah.
We were adults.
And it's got that, like, bear that turns evil and it's pink. Lotso. That is remember the Disney shop? The
Yeah.
Disney shop were selling a teddy that and it smelled like strawberries and I wanted it, but I was obviously an adult. So maybe I don't know, maybe I should have got
No, I do think there is a place for stuff like that, but I just feel like I'm like, do people want it because they like it or do they want it because it's all over the internet? And I suppose that's a
think we're all
question for a lot of things now,
brain
isn't
rotted
it?
to the core. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kind of sad.
the dawn of the Labubu has been what's happening since we've
Is that
been
the
off air.
episode title?
Basically.
I think
Rise of the Labubu, like Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
What's it called in The Simpsons? The one that's basically like a Furby.
Oh,
You know. You can. You know. It's something. It's like
Fact checker Lorenzo
it's like a
flagging
Furby.
quickly.
Is that a fun bit? No.
I'm gonna edit
Google
this.
that. You've got a
Check.
computer now. Lorenzo's got a
Yeah.
big producer desk now. We're
Check.
going up in the world. Mm-hmm. We got money.
Funzo.
Funzo. Is that not what you just called the bear for Toy Story?
No, it's
Lotso.
Lotso.
Lotso and Funzo and Zozo. But yeah, do you know what? I think that is a good episode title. Something related to, what did you call it? The Rise.
The Rise of the Labubu.
But I also see, because we've been away, I've been missing being able to say stuff, so I've just been writing it down in my notes app, like, because
As if when you leave the studio,
I can't
your
speak.
mouth is wired.
No, but I can't say things that feel very like I've not. Well, obviously I've been saying as an ox, but like I've not been able to say it to like an audience
Freestyle as much.
and or of drag, and like I'm always, I always want the episode title to be something of drag. And then I actually said to you today, what did I say? I've been the bull in a china shop of drag lately.
And I literally just said, in what sense?
I've been a klutz. I've been smashing things, dropping things, but I do that
Have you
anyway.
actually?
Or what about this for the straight male audience?
And now we're in our own studio, we can edit tumbleweed going over.
No. What about this for our straight audience? The Stenhouse Muir of Drag. Is that good? Any good?
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
I think if the more you try and justify these things, the less sense.
Yeah,
Just
say
let
it
it
with,
be.
say
Stenhouse
it
Muir
with
of Drag.
conviction and stand by it. Don't ask for them to rubber stamp
No, I
it. You
won't,
don't
I
need it
won't.
co-signed.
You're right.
No way. Speaking of Labubus, we were chatting quite a lot about them randomly at our show at Transmat.
Yes, Who Agrees Live Festival Edition.
That were good fun.
That were very interesting.
Very memorable.
Yes. We came on right after Bongos Bingo.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah, so crowd's a bit different from what we're used to.
But I think, we were talking before it, and I think I was unsure. I was like, I know obviously our friends that are coming will come, and I was confident that people would attend. I was. But I was very, very pleasantly surprised to see the amount of people that were actually, specifically there to see us. I thought that we would get a few people kind of mulling around,
There was some
popping their
real
head
legends
in.
there.
There was some real good fans that made
And
me
let's
feel at
say,
ease.
and chaos ensues.
Yes.
It was
Why did I just
chaotic.
say I felt at ease?
You did. It was so funny because it was like, it's just the environment. I mean, a festival is different. It's
So
like,
different.
It's like, and also people were like, some people were sitting, some people were standing. It was quite like, I don't know, it was lively. We'll
It
say.
was so there was
And
no
also-
doubt about the fact that people were engaged.
Aye.
It was lively.
And we couldn't really hear that well, so it threw us off a bit. But it was
'cause
interesting.
we were mic'd, and obviously the people in the audience, surprisingly so, weren't. So when they were shouting
should
things,
be.
which they were shouting,
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then I
And
think,
people kind of came and went as well. Like
Uh-huh.
people, it was a bit chaotic,
yeah,
but
and
it was
then
fun.
I think the part when I thought, right, I need to try and not break the fourth wall as much was when a girl at the front dropped her vape over the
She
barrier.
just made you get
And
it.
she just went, Kendra, can you get me my vape? And I was like, obviously the completely human, normal part of me wants to say yes, because I
But
could go
mid-show.
get it. But it was hard. It was
But you did
challenging.
try. But also, you gave the mic to a shirtless man that was shouting, which I have no idea why you
Right,
did that.
I
Because
wanted-
as soon as I seen you walking over to the mic, I was like, "What the?"
I want to defend, right? I want to defend my choices here, right? Ordinarily, if there is a topless man in front of me shouting, I do not want to give him more space to
No.
speak, right? However,
Or amplify his voice.
literally,
Literally.
we'd offered we'd offered the audience to give us questions or to like respond,
Aye.
right? He was out and out asking, right? So I thought, we can't ask the audience like, does anyone have any input or whatever? And then I deliberately pretend it doesn't exist. I know that doesn't sound
Aye.
like something I would do because a lot of the time I pretend men don't exist.
Yeah.
But in this instance, he was pretty hard to ignore.
Aye.
Right, I think we'd all agree.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
he was
the
a
funniest
present.
bit was I was like, right, okay, I'm going to obviously go and give him the mic and see what he has to say. Then when I got to him with the mic, I think just before I'd got there, his girlfriend had explicitly forbade him from going on the mic. So when I got there, he started acting so sheepish, and I was like, hang on, this is a change in vibe.
Oh, I feel shout out to the girlfriend trying to ease the situation. Appreciate it. But it was interesting. But as some of you may know, I've been quite vague about it because I didn't want to get into it till the pod was here. But my Transmat experience ended in my recent hospitalisation, which, let me tell you, is a phrase I've waited to say my full life. My recent hospitalisation.
It's not even a dramatization either. It's so real.
as an ox. So let me paint a picture. We turn up for day 3 of Transmat. So we had a show on the Friday, but the other 2 days we were doing interviews with the acts. So which was great fun. We were getting all ready to do the third day. I hadn't been drinking, by the way, just to clarify.
I know.
On the night before this. We arrived on the Sunday, and I said to Kendra, I ain't feel right. And she's like, we'll get in and just say the usual things you say.
I said,
Take your time, babe.
just take your time, babe. We'll just find some shade.
Yeah.
Why don't we just take a minute? Do you want to go and be sick in that bush
Yeah,
when we were on our
you
way in?
really encouraged me to be sick, because I was saying, I feel like I'm going to be sick, and I'm never sick. So I,
I
was
said,
like,
don't go in that Portaloo. There's lots of hot and pish infused air in there.
you said, take it from me, I know how it feels to be sick. You were like, go and be sick out here before we enter. And I was like, no, I don't know why. I wasn't drinking last night. I'm not hungover. Why do I feel like I'm going to be sick? Anyway, it was getting progressively worse. We entered the place and then we had a few hours before our first interview. There was no shade to be found. It was blistering heat all weekend.
The
it was
temperature was crazy.
30 degrees, right? And we were there all day, like for like 10 hours, right? Both days before this. So I'd obviously been moved by the heat, to say the least. And then we got there and I was like, right, okay, we've got like 2 hours to kill. And I was like, this isn't good.
You were visually getting progressively worse.
And I was like, guys, I just said to you, I'm sorry, I'm going to leave the festival and go and sit in my car with the aircon on. So I did that and I was like, this isn't getting better. This is getting worse and worse with every step. I felt faint. I felt like I was going to collapse. I felt like I was going to go blind.
Your eyes were red as the devil's dick as well.
And then I texted you and I said, guys, I don't think I can come back in there. And then I was like, then I felt bad because I was like, we had to do the interviews and I was like, I don't want to leave you hanging. I'll go back. And then I was like, I'll do this one interview. We were interviewing this guy. He must have thought I was out of my fucking mind. So sorry to this man. Because
the fact I was so sure at one point I reached out during the interview that was being filmed and rubbed your leg consolingly, which is so jarring as the interviewee. He must have been like, are these two fucking for real?
For some reason, out of all the people we interviewed, he had the biggest like entourage.
Yeah.
So there was like 40 people looking at us in this tent, and I was like, and I looked like I was charging margin. Yeah. I was like, my knee was bouncing. I was going.
There was a strange dynamic.
I didn't know where I was. I was sweating. I was freezing. I was shivering. I was the hottest I've ever been in my life. And I was going. And I went. So what? It's 3 words about a festival. The guy was obviously like, you're all right. And then as soon as that's done, I looked at him, I was like, I need to go. And like, maybe hang around the few. No, I need to go. I went home, I was sick 6 times, projectile vomit, right?
That's actually
6
scary.
times. So I was like, I've also got sunstroke. I fall asleep. I thought sunstroke was just a bit like
the Linda Blair of the sun. Like, that's actually crazy.
I literally got back to my bed and I was like, after I was sick 6 times, I went, right, I need to go to bed. But I was so warm now, you're just bare ass and naked, butt naked in your bed, and I was so warm. And then
Bozoot, bro.
Then I was like, oh my god, I feel, and I was kind of falling asleep, waking back up. And then Mark turned to me and he was like, what? He was like, are you all right? And I was like, why am I on the ceiling and you're on the ground?
Oh, hell
And he was
nah.
like, right, that's enough, let's phone NHS 24. So I was obviously delirious. Phoned NHS 24, they went, right, you should go A&E, do you want an ambulance? And I was like, okay, first of all, mood. Second of all, no, I know how this works. That ambulance ain't coming. Sorry to say.
I want to go to A&E now, not Tuesday.
And also I was like, no, that's ready. That's embarrassing.
It would have been iconic.
I couldn't be getting an ambulance. There's people that need
You
it
in
more.
a gurney.
And I said, no, my boyfriend can drive. And
Humble brag.
And then, yeah, not everyone's can. And then so we went to A&E, and now in A&E it's like the way that, like, when you're on the way there, they're like, you're about to die, so you need to go to A&E, and then you go to A&E and they're like, right, take a seat. And you're like,
smooth
you're
radio
like, oh, I thought I was
blasting.
about to die. What's happening here? And then they sat me down. Obviously you're in and out or whatever, you get triaged. And then I was
love that word.
re-triaged. I hadn't eaten it neither. This was the hard part of it all. And then eventually
Were you starving?
I was starving, Marvin, but also I was jittering. And then I eventually got taken in and got my proper CN2. And do you know what was the best?
Sorry?
Yeah, I got CN2. Yeah.
Triage style.
I got triaged as fuck. And then I got in there, and then do you know what the best point when I finally felt better? I was so tired as well. It was about 3 a.m. at this point.
That's
and I was
insane, Paul. That's so
like,
long.
granted, I left Transmat at like fucking
Like,
1, 2.
Lunchtime-ish.
And then it was like 3 a.m. I eventually got in and I was like, I need to go to sleep. And the doctor was like, some guy was there. And he was like, right, you can go to sleep, but let me put your IV drip in. Love IV drip.
We need one for the
IV
office.
drip in the house, and the office, and the Hughes Heights IV drip live. Labubu. CBD.
Labubu with an IV drip.
Dubai chocolate IV drip. But I'm telling you, IV drip. Now in like Selling Sunset, when they're all hungover and they just like get one,
hooked
that's
up.
what I need. Cause
You've had one, haven't you, Lorenzo?
No.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, I've got a pal who's the same situation, like totally.
No, it's not the
Out
same
of it.
situation. Nobody's had the same situation of what I
But he
went through
came
that
back in
night.
the morning on holiday. He came back in the morning. He was the first up, making
Totally
coffee.
rejuvenated.
Yeah, perfect.
It changes your life.
I want one.
I literally fell asleep. So I was sleep deprived and dying. And then when I woke up, I was no longer sleep deprived and I was hydrated like fuck. Like the most hydrated any cunt's ever been in their life. And I literally sprung up. Well, I didn't. I was still felt a wee bit unwell. But
Jumped up
genuinely,
like
I was
Grandpa
like,
Joe.
I love it. And now every day I've got my big fucking massive water bottle with electrolytes in it.
What?
And
I was
then I
just
got a
about
cold sore the next day. My immune system's
But that's
fucked
what
my
I
car.
said to you. Your immune system was shot to shit because you were obviously so dehydrated. And as I saw your head on Saturday,
Yeah,
and I
I've
meant
seen
to
it
say
too.
to you, I was like, that head of yours, because you didn't have a hat on or anything, I was like, that's looking a little bit inflamed.
Well, do you know what the most humbling experience of my life was? And I shared it with you at the time. For the very first time, it was new to me. I burnt the bald spot at the back of my head.
double
My
crown,
double
Paul.
crown, my large crown. It's not bald spot.
You're enlarged.
My enlarged crown. It has always been large. I'm telling you. See, when I was a child, people used to think I had a bald spot. It was just a double crown. But now it's definitely a bald spot on top of my double crown. Anyway, whether it's a bald spot or a double crown, we don't know. What I will say is I burned it for the first time to a Crispina.
Lorenzo literally
Red
said,
raw.
I can't remember if he said to your face or when you left. He said, yeah, like...
Well, Lorenzo wanted me to put sunscreen on my
yeah,
bald
Lorenzo
spot.
said that the sun must have been going straight through to your brain, is what he said. Through your
It
double
wasn't. I
crown.
didn't have it. My hair was too thin to stop it.
You on
I needed that.
when I
I
turned
need
around,
that toupee.
your actual hair was on fire from the sun.
Now, like when wildfires just start. That was
You had
happening with
Fontaines
my.
DC like Hades.
It was literally, I love you. I love you. Just be like, honestly, see when they were like favourite was on and everyone was jumping about and I was like, I can't enjoy that. I know it's sunny. Oh, this is a sunny
It's
song.
too
We all love
sunny.
this song. I was like, no, I'm on fire.
I do think that's when it started because
Well,
I
the
noticed you
fucking
looked
doctor
really
said to me,
red.
if you just wore a hat, you probably would have been fine.
I think it went right to your head.
It did.
Literally.
It went straight in. Anyway, worst experience of my life.
It was a shame. It was
I
sad
hated it.
because
It was sad.
we were having such fun and it was such nice weather and that, but it was tainted by your illness, definitely.
It was too hot. It was
But
too
next
hot.
time we're outside for long periods of time in that type of terrain. Terrain? Is terrain the
No,
ground you
terrain's
walk on?
the physical landscape
Yeah,
of
and
it
that
all.
type of scenario, you should definitely have a hat on.
Aye.
SPF 50
The
Joe.
sun has got his hat on of drag.
Never underestimate the sun.
Never
Literally.
underestimate the sun.
Hey.
So much has happened since we've been off air, if you will, and some people have taken our absence harder than others. And in fact departed from this earth.
Why is everyone dead?
Everyone's dead as a dodo.
Like, it's insane. Dead as a zozo. It's insane the amount of people. Like, see, every time I get a Sky News notification, I'm like,
Dead.
who's next? Like,
Yeah.
it's actually crazy.
So we've got Ozzy Osbourne,
Mm-hmm.
Kim Woodburn.
that was a particularly sore one. Do you know what?
No,
Obviously,
because you're nuts.
no, because you're nuts. Cup of tea, Kim. Yeah. I feel like Kim Woodburn is obviously at a very fair age. That hairpiece has duped and swindled us all because
I need
even
it.
though she's obviously a woman of a certain age, and the fact I can't bear to speak about it in past tense, I'm still speaking
know,
about it like
it's
she's here.
horrible.
But I do think she obviously preserved a certain vibe that maybe tricked us into thinking she wasn't as old as
Because
she
she was yanked till the day she died.
And
That's
still
the
very
problem.
animated.
She had that hair scraped back. That was giving her a facelift because it was so
Yeah.
scraped back. She was looking yanked. She was looking tucked. She looked amazing. And the thing is, though, Kim, I don't think anyone, I know we do, but people really truly don't realise what she contributed to this world
No.
and pop culture wise. And it's like when people just say things, they don't even know where it came from. There is about minimum 40 phrases that we say every day, every week of our lives that come from Kim Woodburn.
This is what you get with James Jordan.
This is what he does. There are so many. What's your favourite ever? It's so hard to say.
Genuinely, probably that one. Or
I don't normally go for the big hit. Now, I'd say your average Joe goes like, You adulterer.
You
But that's
like-
no, I don't. No, I like better ones.
You
than that.
like a little bit, not too much.
Just a little bit. That's not even feel like our celebrity Big Brother when she was pouring a vodka and she's going.
Is that
"Just a
Come
little
Down
bit,
With
not
Me
too
when
much."
she was on that? Yeah.
Just a little bit, not too much. And she pours like a mass vodka. There's loads. There's so many underrated ones.
Yeah, that obviously Chinless
Nicole,
Wonder was really
Chinless
good.
Wonder.
Like so good.
Oh, Kim.
Like like she didn't even know she was doing it. Like, do you know what I thought was so refreshing about Kim Woodburn? Like, none of it was artifice. Like, you
Yeah.
could tell, like, at any point that she was delivering a monologue, it was all so authentic. Like, she wasn't doing anything for the benefit of the camera.
Shut up.
She would be doing that in her house by herself, and that's the
With
that's the
her
mark of a
husband,
true
who she
star.
loved so much, and he put a really sad post up when she died, like on her
Who
Instagram.
was her husband?
I don't know, but she talked about they were
Fucking
sorry to be
for
crass.
real.
I was going to say that they were fucking for real, but I was apologising for being crass. Kim, and what's Aggie doing? She's Scottish.
Well-
the bacteria in here. Where is Aggie of Kim and Aggie?
So Aggie was called upon to, I can't remember what news channel it was that she spoke about Kim's
Oh, she
death.
did?
But it was quite clear that there had been, I don't think we'd be so surprised to
rift.
know, a rift or some animosity. She spoke about her warmly to a degree, but then quite heavily implied that she was very challenging to
Well,
be
we
around.
could get Aggie on the pod.
I don't know if I want to, if I feel like her feelings
But
towards
she
Kim
could
aren't
say-
truly authentic.
The bacteria in here.
They were such a
How
funny
the
pairing
hell?
when you think about
Don't
it.
demean me, fat slob. That's a good one.
That's
demean
the
me,
you're
'cause
over
it
there
goes-
pacifying him, now you're over here pacifying her. Take sides, be a woman.
Oh, be a woman. And as well,
Be a woman.
no, do you know what the bit? How could we ever forget the one that we do all the time?
What
Is
one?
so subtle. Yeah, of course.
That-
When someone, it's like Bianca Gascoigne or something's telling her a story, and she just goes, "Yeah,
yeah,
of course, yeah, of course."
How funny is that? Yeah, comma,
Course.
course. Like, that was a really big, to me, that was as big a loss as Pete Burns.
It was really, and I feel like people are just not dying and then they're dead. That makes no sense. It makes
Well,
me
she died of a short-term illness, so that, yeah, like
Yeah.
there wasn't much
short
preamble to
battle.
her death. Obviously, maybe she just chose to be private about it, but that's what caught me so off guard, because I don't think we saw like a journey to her being
Aye.
really like unwell.
That
or
really,
anything.
really made me sad. And I feel like, see, with celebrities dying, is kind of, you have that distance fit that you actually just like, you can be like, oh, well, that's mental. Or you can be like, oh, that's a shame. But this one, I felt like that one actually made me proper sad.
Yeah, it was really, really sad, like really sad. And I just thought about how like, not to be morbid or anything, but like a wee hairpiece in our wee coffin.
Oh.
That's sad. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
but if only I had that hairpiece at Transmat,
Then things could have
if
been
I was
different.
just yanked hair scraped back into a bun,
You need
maybe
a
I'd be
lullaby.
fine. Lullabelle. Lullabelle.
Lullaby, a Labubu bell. Hulk Hogan's dead. What age was he?
I think Hulk Hogan wasn't nice to his daughter Brooke.
He wasn't nice to MD.
No,
Okay.
he wasn't a nice man.
Well, death
There I
becomes
said
him.
it. And now he said it.
But I-
Horrible people. That's a good
another
Kim
good-
one.
Oh, horrible people.
That's a good one. But Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Do you know what's strange? I was actually saying this the other day. I don't know how I can harness this power, why it's been bestowed on me, or really how to make sense of it. But I have noticed, due to a string of deaths, not just celebrity, but some actual real people in the real world near me, I have been able to sort of not sense their passing,
Okay.
but they'll suddenly appear like in my brain as like, well, I've not thought about them for
Before
ages.
passing?
Yeah, well before. It'll be like
Well, yeah,
a good.
because you've been obviously you've always been watching the Osbournes, but you just did a rewatch of the Osbournes and you keep saying to everyone you need to go back and rewatch the
So
Osbournes.
how insane is that?
Pre-death.
Pre-death, well pre-death.
I had
So
my
true.
Aussie t-shirt on at Transmat.
I know,
So
I was
you
going to
did?
say that, you did.
Oh my
Um,
God. Two different ones?
I do have two different
No.
ones.
But you just had the one.
At Transmat, I had the one. The
Yeah.
And then you had your young blood t-shirt.
And I have this weird thing where like maybe a week or so or a wee bit more before someone passes, they'll randomly come into my head and it will genuinely have no relevance. Like I've not spoken to them.
A lot of things come to you in a dream. A lot of things come to you on the breeze.
Yes, obviously
do.
Aussie would never speak to me, but you know what I mean, people that actually know. Anyway, I had a notion about a month ago to start watching the Osbournes from the beginning, and I've not done that since probably just after I graduated uni and I was unemployed. I watched all of them on my old laptop on popcorn movies and gave myself a virus.
Oh, neat. That just sent chills up my spine.
I know. So that was the last time I watched it. And I had the urge to do it again, and we just finished watching it, and then he literally passed away like a couple of days after I'd finished. And also in other incredibly ground-shaking news, Lorde has a new album, which
that's happened when we were gone.
Shaken us all to our core, I would say.
'Cause I don't belong
to anyone. Top to bottom. That was really
good.
It actually impacted me so much so that the weekend of its release, I hadn't actually been out in a while. Like out.
Remember what you're about to say.
So like
Sorry, go.
So basically I've just not really been out for a while, just mainly to the
Joe
pubs
Corey
and stuff.
style.
Yeah, I've not been out Joe Corey style. And I went out to a friend's birthday. Obviously I was quite carried away. And I got home late. But on the journey home, I was feeling some type of way, still thinking about the Lorde album, and I'd maybe went a couple of hours without being able to listen to it solo. I thought that was too long a wait. So I ordered an Uber, and me and my friend were getting in it, and I just thought, at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, I know what needs to happen right now. I need to listen to the Lorde album in this Uber. So I don't really remember this that well, but my friend luckily was on hand to regale the whole tale the next morning. She said, you were acting really weird. You were acting really shy in the front seat, which is somehow worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
And I think we were pulling out of the town, going back towards the south side. And then I eventually plucked up the courage and I said, can I have some music on, please? And he said, it's too early in the morning for that. Not trying to out myself as being a little rat running about the streets, but it was 6 a.m. And I think he obviously assumed that I was going to put on something really jarring and a bit raucous at that time in the morning. I said, look, I can assure you that's not my agenda. So I built a rapport with the Uber driver, created a trust between us. He let me put it on, so I was straight on that current affairs. When I got in there, it was just silent, somber, enjoying it. Then our friend Lauren said I left her in the Uber just as Clear Blue had started. So pulled into the street.
After the pregnancy, after the ecstasy.
So
6 a.m. in an Uber.
I pull into the street. But I was like, well, I'm halfway through this song. I'm not going to leave it as it wasn't intended to be listened to. So I just sat stationary in the Uber outside my flat with the Uber driver. This blaring, I would love to have seen the POV from the flat of how this looked and sounded at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Was it not David?
Yeah.
So it was the most, the song.
David.
So the last song in the album, which is the most emotional, and I'm just imagining. And did you not be like, he was like, obviously like we're here, and you're like, no, I need to wait till you're like, I need to wait till the song finishes.
I didn't even signpost it. I
You
literally just waited
in the front seat while Lauren had been dropped off.
Yeah, it was just me alone with the Uber driver, and he genuinely just followed suit. And then what's even funnier and more insane is once I was done with him, I left, went in the house. I must have been ambling about by myself. I still hadn't had enough. I put my earphones in, then I fell asleep, and I woke up and one of them was wedged so far in my ears that it broke for a week. So yes, by those examples of behaviour, you can see that album has had a profound effect on me while we've been off air.
Oh, me too. See, when it came out, I was going to Fort William that day, and I drove, or like a few days later, and I was driving there and back myself, and the full time because it's about half an hour long, the full album, or like 40 minutes, just full back to back on repeat, non-stop, nothing else. And then for like the next like 3 weeks, literally didn't listen to another song, and now I've fucked it because I'm not really listening to it right now, apart from David, because I've done it to death. But can I raise this? No one wants to get on board when I say this. In current affairs, there's lots of different lyrics we've sang to it, but my favourite one is say, blame it on Jenny or Clair. It's in the like mid-2000s comedian. Nobody know.
Who's that?
You know who Jenny Clair is. You'll do it. She's got lovely glasses like them. Like these green glasses.
Oh,
and she's got like white spiky hair.
I'd know her if I saw her, but I didn't actually realise who that was.
And I'll tell you what, I did one specifically for Lauren. I'll tell you off air. She loved it.
What, is it a secret? Oh, is that about?
Yeah,
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, sorry.
Right,
sorry to be secretive. We'll have a chat another time.
But there's loads of funny ways to invent the lyrics on that.
But I was thinking the other day, actually, when I was on the commute to work, I was like, because I was so impacted by, so the day that the album came out, obviously it was over Glastonbury weekend, she did a secret set at Glastonbury, and she just played the full new album all the way through in its running order, and then followed David, should I say, with Ribs,
oh my
which
God.
was one of the most insane
house.
B2Bs I've seen. It actually made me feel ill. And then I was just thinking in my head, we've obviously discussed the impact that Ribs had on us and our friends many times on the pod and off the pod. But I was just thinking, like, I would genuinely rather be in prison than have not listened to Ribs with my friends.
Yeah.
If you were to give me A or B, I would choose...
Ribs is the best song in history.
Yeah, but like to me, it's prison or nothing.
Yeah,
But and now that we've got David to act as a sister piece, I just can't believe how spoiled we are. It's so good. It's
Lorenzo,
harmonies.
have you listened?
I've not. I think I've heard a couple of singles.
What's your fucking problem?
Homophobic as usual.
Not for me.
But you've already decided
You're
that without
an
listening.
ignoramus of a man.
I'll need to listen to it.
Sorry.
I don't
Sorry,
really
yeah,
like Lord very much, their music very much, but I will listen to it.
Yeah. I always try and say about stuff that I haven't, like, doesn't really interest me, but I doubt that I'm going to apply much interest to it. I just always kind of say,
Have you ever been
don't know much about
broken-hearted?
it.
No, that's why you don't like it. You need to get into that shit. But also, I'm famously a solar power truther, as an
As am I.
yeah, you are. Sorry, I would look to you like my enemy. There, you're not.
No.
There's a lot of my enemies in that,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah,
not one of
yeah.
them. Sorry,
No.
I forget. Because it's so you come up against it so often. You can't blame me for being
Power of discernment.
Yeah, but again, I say if you don't like solar power, the album, not the single, the full album, you've obviously never had the spiritual awakening, love, because you've obviously never engaged in the higher being and things like that.
Now I must say, like, I do really like solar power, but now that I've felt like, I feel like this album is very much not back to older Lord stuff, but like circles around it a little bit nicer than solar
think
power.
it's obviously it's like, how can we make something new that also feels enough like melodrama that people like it again? But I think there's the one what song is it where she says, why did nobody listen when you sang from your heart or something? And she's obviously talking about nobody cared about.
Yeah, and
solar
I think
power.
it's nice
But
when you can actually look at someone's like trajectory in their journey and be like, oh, that album was obviously very much about that time in their life. Like, to me, that's like a given, surely, no?
And can you do a New Zealand accent?
I wouldn't want to be
Fixie.
disrespectful.
You need to do it's the different. I can, because of Lord and being a Lord fan.
Her voice is very specific in particular.
Because me and
though.
Lord are 3 days apart in life, age wise. 3
Actually?
days. Yeah, we're both. No, she's November. I think she's November 8th.
Well, I've got the same
4th, 4
birthday
days.
as fucking Tony Blair.
Yeah, well, I've got the same birthday as Louis Figo. I've told you
Oh,
this.
yes.
And Matthew McConaughey. And I was getting my jeans pressed.
I've not thought about him in a while, actually.
Yeah, and he's fucking right. Anyway, but Lord, having a new Lord album is really amazing, and I'm really happy, and it's my album of the year.
I think
I hate when it doesn't matter. You don't need to say stuff like this, but to me, it's our best.
I think it was respectful of us to be off air to allow space for that to happen. Also, we should have got, it's now just come into my brain, you know how when Charlie finished our Coachella performance and she had all those names flashing up of whose summer it was going to be, it should have been Who Agrees Summer besides Ari Aster's Summer.
Oh, we can enter that into the dump. Yeah. Also, we should have had, I tell you what we should have, as I shared yesterday, Jealousy by Will Young Summer. That's what Charlie should have.
By the way, are you and me
up.
both on that vibe separately and then just randomly at the same time? Because I've been on Jealousy by Will Young. Yes.
That makes me feel
but
so
you know what else
you.
has been like fueling that as well? There's randomly been like videos of Will Young in the studio recently doing like a cappella versions of From an Old Time Love.
Do you know what?
Which I also love.
Do you know what?
Will Young Summer.
I was just obviously always loved Jealousy by Will Young, but I was in the car yesterday and Alana just put it on and I was like, whoa.
It's so good.
And she went, yeah, I thought you were going to react that way. And I went, I'm going to post this in my story and say, it's a Will Young Summer.
It's
Jealousy by Will Young, so Who Agrees, and she went, go for it.
It's so good.
And I just thought, and it feels like jealousy.
And it
I'm going to move
feels
the mic
like
away.
I can't breathe.
No.
And
Does that work, Lorenzo, if I do that? Like now when singers like pull the mic away to give that effect. If I go,
Yeah, it works.
oh, good.
And I'm down on my knees. It's so good. He's so good. And do you know what? He's not that I think we should be talking about how people are aging, etc. I'm saying that now that I'm 30.
Like a
he's
fine wine.
aged like he's like a mature cheddar.
Whereas I've noticed I'm aging like milk curdling on a hot summer's day.
No,
on the
you
window
are
edge.
not. And the lighting in here is very nice, which
I
is
know,
lovely
I'm glad.
for us.
We're looking. Also, since we've gone, we missed the entirety of Pride Month, which I think was on purpose from Kendra. Kendra wanted to be off air so she could.
So I could rehearse being gay. Is that what
so
you were going to say?
I was going to say you could really focus on finding out who you are. And I know you've struggled.
I want to once again in this episode debunk
It's okay. It's not your fault.
that I am in any way homophobic. I am not.
Oh, I thought you were going to debunk that you're a lesbian.
Both. How can I be fielding both of these accusations that I am both homophobic and a lesbian? I suppose that's what.
Do you know what I say?
That's what happens
literally
sometimes.
I love to, because if you just were like, right, okay, when I said that, I wouldn't keep making the joke. It's because you go, why do you keep saying that? And it keeps me going. But it's been Pride Month, and the other day, actually, all three of us got caught accidentally in a Pride parade. A la
So
off a
being
sitcom.
caught in the rain.
We did. We got caught in a Pride parade by accident. We didn't know it was on. And we were outside, we were doing a photo shoot, and we were like, ah! Well, I was like, woo!
It was actually
And
really
Lorenzo
nice.
was like, ka and he was voguing up and down Argyle Street or whatever it was. But yeah, happy Pride.
And it was
DM me, girls.
DM me, girls. It actually was nice because it was a lot of energy and I would say quite an uplifting experience. But what was more hilarious was the constant, how do you say this?
Brands.
Yes, the heavy presence of brands at Pride, which is obviously quite
What did you say, Lorenzo? That was going to be, because it was like pure like fucking Tesco Pride and all that, what were you saying it was going to be?
Lockheed Martin Pride.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I know, and that was the way it was going. And then when a girl came up to us and handed us a flag, and I thought, oh, I'll take that, that's nice. And I'm waving it, and I looked at it and it said, Taylor Wimpy Pride.
What was that? What
And
was
you
the
wrote,
joke?
Sissy, that new build.
Sorry, that was good from me.
Sorry, why does a new build, a company
Sissy,
that
that
creates
new build.
new build houses have to have a Pride presence?
Yeah, the mind boggles. But generally speaking,
Corporate Pride, down
Yeah.
with it. Down with it.
yeah, it was.
Unless you want to give us a brand deal.
Unless you want to give me a new build to Sissy, then Taylor
As queer
Wimpy,
people,
you know where I am.
housing is actually quite a tough topic. So give me a new build.
Yeah.
No, I can't say the brand.
Oh,
I was
no.
going to say Halo. I think we've said the brand too much.
But I was being accused during this of not being entirely.
Well, you were trying to go back inside.
I wasn't trying to go back inside.
were.
I was really hungry because we were working and I was distracted by the fact that the longer we looked upon the Pride parade, the less likely it was I was going to get something to eat in that moment.
But if it was like the national parade, as in the band, or like fucking.
Poor example there because that sounds like, I don't know, something
Well,
else.
if it was the Radio 6 parade and it was like all indie musicians for the mid 2000s,
Radio
you
6
would want to get
parade.
back to the fucking thing. You would be like, woo, this is so good. I want to talk to people. I want to get on the floor. I want to take my top off. You would
Swing
do
my
that.
tote bag round my tits.
You would do that. Even Lorenzo was like getting selfies with furries. You were trying to get, but I know what you feel like you've done enough.
Lorenzo was crowd surfing on the AXM float. He actually got flung off it because he was being too overzealous.
But next year we'll be on a float.
Hope the Who Agrees float at Pride would go
Yeah.
off. Like
I
it would
like
go
it.
off.
Aye, we can definitely do that.
We should arrange. But yeah, we just thought it was respectful again for us to take a break during Pride Month just to give other people their space.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being talented. You have to allow other people their platform.
Aye.
It was their time. Now it's our time again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it was my time, not theirs. You othered me from them.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you forgot. It's actually my
I know
month as
you're right.
well.
Actually, they're
My
your
month.
people.
I know people forget.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why.
It's hard to forget, but they do. It's because you're sitting down on this podcast. You need to stand up more for people to know you're gay.
Wow.
Because of your walk.
Whoa. Yeah, well, maybe I do have a gay walk. Because
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I've had to walk
A mile
for
in these
miles
Louboutins.
in these Louboutins. just to have the same bloody rights as you.
I'm a woman, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Well, act like one. I thought you were going to say. How funny is me feel like me already generating my own insults that you might give
Where's
to me?
women's pride? Mother's pride. I love mother's pride. See that with butter and jam.
Pride, mother's pride. That's
That's the pride. Do you know what I care about? Mother's pride, the bread.
I used to eat a lot of mother's pride as a child, but I've fallen away from.
Whoa.
I've fallen away from it into adulthood.
Yeah. I love it. I get it as a treat sometimes.
Yeah, I think you still. But I love the texture of the paper that covers the bread. Do you know what I mean? It's not like normal plastic. It's kind of papery.
It's given back in the day.
Yes, very much so.
When you go down to get your fresh loaf, and we like to cosplay in different eras.
Yeah, that's very that.
Yeah,
that's very that. Madison would potentially eat mother's pride. Mother's pride.
Do you remember the band Big Brothers?
This is Big Bro taking over the show.
I knew you would.
You better listen up and hear this.
And what was the other one they had?
I bet you won't forget my name, even though I didn't know her name, so I just did. Oh,
yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
So I know at the start of the episode when we were catching up initially, we were justifying to everybody how not lazy we've been and how busy we have been.
Yeah.
But you genuinely actually have been very busy because you have actually birthed into the world a short film.
Thank you so much. I just set Kendra up to say that. So, because if I brought it up, it would look insane.
No.
So,
I did all my own wording on that.
Yeah,
though.
you did, and very off the cuff. Yeah, I have a short film, and this is me promoting it. It's called Govern Fair Queen, and you can watch it on iPlayer. And yeah, I was actually really, really busy, but now I'm not because it's out.
No, but it's lovely.
So what now?
It's very good.
But we got to watch it in the cinema, which
it was
nice.
a really nice
I
experience. Actually, I loved it. It was so nice.
And also, I realised yesterday that it's on Letterboxd.
Is it?
I didn't even know.
So I
don't know who done it.
thing.
You can't, because
good.
I rated it and I took it away because I was like, no, I can't rate my own film.
Oh, why did I not think it would be though? Because
I don't know who put it on because I asked my producer and she said it wasn't her.
So you check? Is that? Are you going to be checking?
No, someone tagged me in the story and they'd reviewed it. So on Letterboxd, I went, and I looked, and there was like 35 reviews.
That's a milestone moment, I would say.
One, like they were all quite generally nice. Do you know what? That's the first time I've ever made something and got such nice feedback.
Yeah, you've
like,
everywhere I've seen, there's been loads of good feedback, but justifiably so. It is really good and it's very nice. Warm watch.
No, there was such a good one. What was it? Lauren sent it in the chat
my
the
God.
other day.
Yeah, it's like random men that love to abuse you.
Can't stand him. That was it. They just wrote, can't stand Paul. Can't stand Paul Black.
Can't stand them.
Oh, there's so many good ones. See, honestly, I need to keep a folder of the abuse because there's good. One of the reviews on Letterboxd gave it 2 stars and said, very well made, not my thing though. And then wrote Little Miss Rain. As in like Little Miss Sunshine, but it was Little Miss Rain.
Right.
I don't know if that was an insult or that was just a commentary on it being in Glasgow. Like,
oh yeah, maybe.
But anyway, there was some nice ones. But and I read them all, so
yeah.
Leave a review, but only if it's 4 and above.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm going to log it.
I would have gave it 3.5 stars. Can I say
Paul,
that?
don't say that.
I think that's fair.
No.
I think that's fair. It's short. How can a short film be?
Don't say that. Literally just de-promote yourself.
No, it's good, and it's we've got a lovely cast in it, and I love them all. And Elaine C. Smith's in it, who's a fucking legend, and I love.
It is very good. You should be very proud.
Good, yeah. I hope everybody watches and enjoys it because. You were on set,
and I enjoyed.
You came to Shadow.
I came to Shadow, and I had some biscuits.
Some
lunch,
little bits and bobs.
I was kind of I was floating around the van.
See, the best thing about being on a set, how good is it just getting breakfast, lunch, and your dinner?
Yeah, everywhere you go should be catered if you're working IMO.
Why
human right,
film,
universal healthcare and universal catering.
Why is that with the film industry though? That you get, I get because it's like
days.
They're long days, and obviously you can't be wandering off too far.
You need energy as well.
But it's fucking, I love it. And see as well, when you're directing, like because it's not even in like a diva way. You genuinely can't be going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so things need to be brought to you. It's crazy.
It's a universal human need to be fed. Shockingly.
I love it though, and I loved sitting and knowing that lunch was coming, and there would be options, and it would be made.
It makes you feel safe.
I would
doesn't it?
literally do any job on a set just so I could get my lunch.
To be honest,
work
most
from my lunch.
places I go, if I know that there's a promise of free food, I'm food motivated like Dorinda used to
Yeah,
be.
well, two of our friends came with us. Well, my boyfriend and my friend and our other friend came to the set
Did they get
to
a
get
wee
a
chili?
lunch. They got a wee chili. Oh, aye, that was nice. That was
Recession
nice.
indicator turning up to set for a chili.
For a free chili. But see, I think when you're skinting the house, I always think, see, when I've
Where's
got
my
nothing
next
in,
meal coming
I just
from?
think there is somewhere I can source this meal from.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
we
like,
we need catering at Who Agrees Heights.
Yes.
I love catering.
I would love.
Can I tell you, if you're interested, anyone's interested in how much things cost in the industry, in films, that the biggest cost in our budget is catering.
It is
The
expensive.
biggest cost. Well, that's maybe not true. I think it is true. It's like when I look at the budget, that's like the
That's
thing.
going to be my letterbox review. That it appears that way.
Could have spent less on the catering and more on the screen.
Oh, that was good.
No, well, shout out that film. Please watch it and leave a review for it.
Rate that thing.
And also, actually, please, we haven't encouraged people to listen well. Leave us reviews on Spotify. We read them as well on Apple Music. Read them. We want those reviews up.
Well, people on Spotify are incredibly kind. I don't think, and I don't want to speak in case that's changed in the time we've been off air, but we ain't dropped under 5 stars, which is incredibly
We did
kind.
get one bad one.
That was on Apple.
Tramp. Also, worth noting, we listened to you complaining. You can now watch full episodes of Who Agrees on our new YouTube channel.
Woohoo!
We've also got TikTok and all that set up now. So this rebrand it's happening.
It's rebranding.
It's young Nicky Brandon. We are pushing this out the waz. It's happening. Engage with us or else there'll be hell to pay.
Chaos will ensue.
Chaos will ensue at big time.
So that is us for our first week back at Who Agrees Heights. Hopefully it's been a pleasure for everybody. And just before we go, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Iola.
Yes, if you're paying £400 for glasses, you need to sort your life out. Go to Iola, decent frames, decent prices, and you'll actually enjoy wearing them.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then that's us. And can I sing for us?
Of
to go
course
out?
you can.
Out of all the songs we've mentioned today, I think we should go for Brick Your Bed and then the Sofa. I want to join, pull you closer. Everybody wants to know you. But no, it's too long. Sorry, right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I've been Paul Black. Did we do that?
Did we do that?
Don't need it.
Bye.
That's fine. Enjoy yourself.
Goodbye.